What up, what up, what up, BWR family? It has been a minute. Your boy David here checking in. About to have a great live today. How y'all doing? As y'all already know, man, y'all know how we kick these things off. It's been a minute. What's good, beautiful people? Y'all let me know where y'all tapping in from. We got a great live for y'all today. I'm about to get on here with Mr. TJ Tajani. He's a rentalpreneur who is showing people how to build wealth with short-term rentals. We're going to get some good game in here today. Been a long time, but like I said, while I get TJ in here, y'all tap in with me. Let me know where y'all tapping in from, where y'all from. I'm out here in Dallas, Texas. We doing it big in the Triple D. I see Cali in the building. See. Boom. Invite over to TJ. What's good with it, Monkey's greatness? What's good? What's good with y'all? Philly in the building, North Carolina in the building. TJ, what's good?
What's the deal? What's the deal, my guy?
Oh, man, I'm doing good, bro, man.
Yeah.
How's everything? How you living?
Man, listen, blessed, bro. Blessed. I just got in from out of town, and I'm actually heading back out of town tomorrow. I got a mastermind I'm doing, a short-term rental mastermind, so I'm excited about that. But at the end of the day, all is well. Just getting ready for this event, this summit.
Yes, sir.
We're excited, man. We're excited. This journey has been a heck of a ride, bro.
Bro, I just was looking on your page. You just got interviewed about a hotel, right?
Yeah. It's crazy, bro. Crazy. Because I'm my business strategy is focused on short-term rentals, right? And so the thing though is that when I started this strategy, even getting into short-term rental space, I was already investing in real estate. I was doing long-term buy and hold investing. I was a wholesaler. I was doing creative deals. And so I came across a video about how you can make more money with Airbnb than regular long-term tenants. So I decided to try the strategy out. I had a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house that I was rehabbing, and I was going to make it a regular traditional rental to add to my portfolio. But I spent $14,000 to furnish a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. And I never forget the day I listed it. I didn't get any bookings that day, but I woke up the next day with 2 confirmed reservations. And that's when I said, okay, there's something here. This is a strategy that I can definitely see myself sinking my teeth into. And that's when, the birth of the Rentalpreneur kind of came about. So
that's dope, bro. That's dope.
Yeah. So, then, with the strategy, you can run the play multiple ways. You can run the play by buying your assets. You can own these. You can arbitrage these. You can rent these. You can co-host these. This is really a business model that, if set up properly, you can get in with no money. You can scale this business up. You can generate serious cash flow and then transition into owning these units yourself. See, I started owning them before I got into short-term rentals, which I had a benefit of doing that because I was already investing in real estate before I got into doing Airbnb specifically, right? So prior to that, I had that experience. So that's why I was kind of privy to understanding how to own these assets with private capital, getting into this business. So when I started my journey, I would own my first one. Then I learned that you don't even have to own these properties to cash flow from these properties. Then I started running that bag up as well.
Wait. Hold on. Yeah. Wait a minute. Slow it down, brother. So you mean to tell me you got started in Airbnb game. You started with your own property. You had it just all right, cool. I'm gonna use this. It was extra space was this your primary residence or this was a
rental? It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath that just a full-time investment property that I was gonna make a regular rental.
Got you. So you said, okay, instead of the regular rental route, I'm gonna go ahead and do the Airbnb.
Absolutely.
So I need to know more. So you said you got places now that you don't even own. It's called rental arbitrage. Correct?
Rental arbitrage, yes. And the whole concept of what arbitrage means you're the middleman. Arbitrage means like you don't own, you're just building, we're just a bridge. That's what arbitrage means. And so if you understand anything about business, you know that there's money to be made as a middleman, right? So there's a lot of money to be made. So now you're what you're doing is you're leasing these properties long-term. And by the way, it has to be long-term corporate leases. These are leases that we're leasing under our business, not just our personal names.
So you're telling the apartment complex,
or the landlord,
have to tell them to let them lease it to your business, like
yeah. And what I talk to landlords about, and I talk to them, I say, hey, look, this is our business model. We don't we don't try to fly under the radar to where, oh, we're just trying to pretend we're going to act like we're going to live in it and then we're going to rent it and put it on Airbnb. No, they know exactly what we're doing ahead of time. And so we let them know, like, look, this is the play. This is what we're doing. We love your property, but we're not going to rent it out the traditional way because we think that the people that we serve will really like this property because we think it's very nice. Here's who we serve. We serve this. Because here's the thing. What's important about being able to get a landlord intrigued enough to want to work with you to do this business strategy is the fact that are you able to speak to their pain points? Like, are you actually able to speak to what's important to this landlord to get them to get the yes? And so I'll tell you right now the 4 pain points that matter. Well, it's actually more than 4, but it's will they get the rent paid on time? Exactly. Will they get the rent paid on time? You got to speak to how to get a rent paid on time. Matter of fact, what I talked to them was I said, look, you're going to get your rent paid on time, automatic, every month. Matter of fact, and it's going to be an automated. Matter of fact, here's automated payments we've made to other landlords. So I'm showing them receipts. Here's automated payments we made to other landlords. And here's how well we're going to take care of your property. Nobody's going to take care of this property the way we're going to take care of this property. Absolutely.
Nobody got no cleaners coming in.
Nobody,
like
exactly.
Airbnb.
We have to clean these properties every time for every guest, because guess what? It has to show for every guest that steps foot in there. It has to show for them, right? And so we also let them know, like, how's the insurance handled? No, keep your landlord policy. We're going to have our own additional short-term rental insurance policy, and we'll add you on as an additional insurer, so you're protected even under our policy as well, and your property's protected. And so we let them know how maintenance is handled. We actually handle maintenance issues up to $200. Anything above $200, we'll invoice them, but everything up $200 and below, we take care of that at our expense, right? We just update you, let you know that everything is good. So speaking to the pain points of a landlord, understanding what's important to them.
You got to talk their language in order to get them to understand what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Like,
and I kind of
in here telling them, like, oh yeah, man, I'm about to. You're not trying to finesse them on the call. No. You're coming to them honest. You're telling them, like, hey, look, this is what we do. This is how we do it. So TJ, man, let me ask you this: for somebody that's new, that's like they hear and they say, like, bro, cool, I want to do this. What do I need to get started in something like arbitrage?
Yeah, for somebody who's trying to do that, well, I ask you right now, hey, TJ, I want to get into the game. I want to get into arbitrage. I want to get into this Airbnb, trying to get to the bag, doing this too. Okay, my question to you is, do you have a business entity? Okay, do you have an LLC that you can dedicate to this business? And I'm not talking about an LLC that, hey, oh, I have this business that I do hair out of, or I have this business out of, or I cut grass out of this business. Like, no. This has to be an entity that's solely dedicated to your short-term rental business. See, what people don't do in this business, they don't think about the exit in mind. They don't think about the exit in mind, right? So the thing is that when you what's good,
TJ, how you doing?
I'm good, bro.
Man,
how are
Chris
you?
Senegal was trying to get in here too. I'm gonna have to send Chris.
Send Chris an invite. Send Chris an invite. That's my brother, man. Send my guy an invite. That's my brother, man. By the way, everybody listen to me right now. You tapped in. Understand that the Rentalpreneur Summit is happening August 19th and 20th. Okay, this is a 2-day conference. I got the best of the best speakers coming to tap in.
Chris coming, right?
Yes. Oh, Chris is one of my speakers. Absolutely. So you got to, Chris, one of the speakers, and what we're doing is this is going to be an event. It's going to be a short-term rental focused event. The theme of the event is cash flow and freedom. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to get into the short-term rental game, the multiple ways to do it, but we're also going to keep ownership at the forefront, right? Because ownership at the end of the day is what's important. So we're going to also, that's why I also have some of the best investors on the planet. I got my guy Max Maxwell coming. I got Cody Sperber, the clever investor himself coming.
Oh, wait.
Oh yeah,
well, he naming the heavy hitters bringing them out.
Listen, we're not playing around, right? And so it's going to be, I mean, the lineup is insane. The speaker lineup is insane. Go ahead, grab your tickets. You will leave there with a game plan. You will leave there way smarter than you came. You will leave there with the knowledge to actually take this business to a whole nother level or get you started if you are brand new. So get your tickets. And by the way, just for this live, I got Wealth50. It's a discount code. Wealth50 to go ahead and get half off the tickets. Half off ticket
for this
live.
Rental.
The website, matter of fact, rental. I'm typing it in for y'all.
Rental-summit.com.
Yep. Tapping in on that. Appreciate that. Bye-bye. Let's see if we can pin that. Yep.
And I kind of want to get back into what you were talking about, TJ, with the dedicated LLC.
Yes. So here's the thing. You have to have an LLC. And remember, like I mentioned earlier, that this entity doesn't own anything, doesn't own any real estate, doesn't own anything. nor is it a crossed entity. My brother.
What's good, Chris?
What's happening? What's happening?
Another buzz, bro. Hey, Chris, I'm just
but we glad to get you back.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, I'm telling about the Rentalpreneur Summit. I'm just educating folks on the importance of business structure, and especially the short-term rental side. Because I tell people all the time, listen, in this business, the value in this business is not Airbnb. The value in this business is not VRBO. It's not Booking.com. That's not where the value is. The value is in your infrastructure. The value is in your foundation. That's where you should focus on. Because at the end of the day, that is why I can take the same amount of time to run and manage 5 beds. At the same amount of time it takes me to run and manage 55 plus beds, okay, because of the infrastructure. So we're talking about having an entity structured properly. We're talking about making sure that an entity doesn't own anything else, nor does that entity also do any other business dealings, right? We're building a business. There's a saying in business that goes, if you treat your business like a hobby, it's going to cost you like a hobby, right? But if you treat it like a business, it's going to pay you like a business. Understand that. So when we grow this business, we want to grow a business. That's why the foundation is where the value is. Okay, so we're going to have that entity, and that is the entity that signs all the checks. That is an entity that is on all the lease agreements. That is an entity that is your main short-term rental management company. You understand?
Hey, TJ.
Yep.
Just to ask, I see Sunray 2018 saying they have an LLC for their property, right? You saying this LLC, you wouldn't have anything else owned in it.
I wouldn't have anything
on
short-term rentals. Strictly for short-term rental. Matter of fact, here's how my business is structured. Here's how everything is structured properly. And by the way, listen, you're getting the sauce, man. You're getting the sauce. My guy Chris tapped in. Oh yeah, you're gonna get the sauce. Listen, by the way, rentalsummit.com. Use Wealth 50. You get half off your general admission tickets. Half off. Wealth 50. Grab your tickets. But here's the thing.
Hey, quick.
Structured.
Quick.
Go ahead, brother.
Real quick, guys. Everybody knows me for what I've been doing. I ain't know nothing about short-term rentals. TJ put me in the game, and I've been running with it ever since.
Let's get it.
He is third-party validation right there.
Hey, man, if y'all know Chris Senegal, y'all to listen to the pod. He's been on the pod twice. Man,
yes.
He literally gave y'all the blueprints of what was happening in Houston and renovated a whole.
He gave you the blueprints to buy the block.
In Houston.
Yeah, he did. He did that 100%. 100%. Listen,
that's a heavy cosign.
Hey, man, listen. That's my brother, man. That's why. Listen, there's love and support out here in the age.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all want to see each other win. And that's one of the most beautiful things about getting tapped into a community like this. And I tell people all the time, in real estate, really in any business, it doesn't, the value isn't really even in the asset, really. Isn't even in the property itself. The value is in the relationships, the people that you built with on the way there. That is where the value is. I think modern society, I think our educational system teaches us that when we have a question, the question should be, how do we achieve this goal? When in reality, the question is, who can we leverage to help us achieve this goal? Right? It's always who, not how. Always who, not how. So I love that. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of my favorite books, by the way. You talking.
You see what's going on, man. So at the end of the day, and they asked a great question about the LLC. Now, here's what's cool. I have properties. I own real estate, and I own real estate under an LLC. And that LLC owns that asset. Matter of fact, 123 Main Street LLC, that's the LLC that owns it. Whatever the address is of the property, LLC, that's the entity that owns it, right? Then I have my short-term rental management company. Does not own the real estate. This is my short-term rental business, right? Totally separate. But guess what? My short-term rental business has a lease agreement with my property. So my short-term rental business is paying my property lease rent every month. There are multiple reasons why you should be structured this way. Multiple reasons why you should. Okay. For one, think about it. You're building. A lot of folks don't really think about the exit in mind. You're building a sellable business. You should think about building a business that you can walk away from or that you can exit out of. Yes, you should build a business that you can exit out of. Now, understand that there's a separation between church and state, okay, between the asset itself and the business operation. If I built a business, did you know that arbitrage units and co-hosting units are going for about $30,000 a pop? And you don't even own these assets. You don't even own them. You don't even own.
Whenever you're selling, the business is valued at $30,000 to $40,000.
$30,000 to $40,000 each unit.
Wait a minute.
So imagine if you had a portfolio of 50 doors and you want to sell, right? Imagine you have a portfolio of 20 doors that you want to sell. Yeah, 30,000 a pop. Imagine that. Now, here's a beautiful thing. If you are structured properly, even if you own your Airbnbs and you own your short-term rentals, that means you can sell the short-term rental business, the cash flow, sell that for the 30,000 a pop and keep your real estate. This is why you want to be. This is why you want to be structured properly.
TJ.
Now that way, whoever buys it, they got to pay you rent every month. Go ahead, brother.
Slow down, bro. Slow down for 1 second. We're on Black Wealth Renaissance's page. We got to talk about wealth creation right here.
Yes.
For some reason in our community, we are married. We are convicted that when you start a business, you are married to it forever.
Yes.
I'm glad you brought that up, Chris, because that's where I was
Let's
going.
think about the exit, bro. They don't think about the
Because
exit.
guess what? Because the majority of people that we know that are wealthy, from Elon Musk to everybody else, they built and sold a business.
Yes.
And
Yes.
after you build and sell that first STR business, guess what you
Yes.
You can run it back again.
Run it back. Why not?
do? And run it back.
Why not?
Man.
You know
And
what I'm
then
saying?
now you got a big lump sum of cash to run the playback with.
To run the playback again or do some. Don't, you know what I'm saying? So you
Go
can
buy your
and that's the
apartment
thing.
complex after that.
Bruh.
Absolutely.
Elon took the YouTube money. And look what he
Wow.
I'll tell you.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. And guess what? You know, I posted a video on my feed about, I don't know if y'all saw that viral video about that lady, and she had somebody that stayed in her unit. They wouldn't leave. And then she
Yes,
walked
I
across
did
the
see
kitchen.
that.
I think I know what you're talking about.
She said, I ain't leaving.
Hell
You
yeah, I
see that
saw it.
video? So I posted, I did a response to that video because a lot of people were telling me like, bro, respond to this video, bro, educate the people. So I did a response to the video. And the thing is that one of the things that I tell people, another reason why you want to make sure that you keep that separation, your entity that runs your short-term rental company, your management company, that's a separate entity. The entity that owns your real estate is separate. Now, have that lease agreement between the two. Now, somebody decides that they want to claim squatter rights on your property. Say that, because by definition, short-term rentals will stay there 29 days or less, or 14 days or less, depending on what city that you're in. Mm-hmm. So if somebody stays above those days and now they want to claim squatter rights, right? And then if you call trying to get them kicked out, say no, like they don't live here. If you don't have a legitimate lease, because here's what you can do, you can say, hey, here's the lease. Here's who's leasing the property.
Who's name on the lease?
Now at that point, they're trespassing at that point. That's how you get them out. So again, multiple reasons why you want to make sure you keep it separate. You want to keep it separate. Okay. You want to make sure that you keep that, like your entity that owns, that has your short-term rental company, that is your short-term rental company. If you own your short-term rentals, that is totally separate. Don't mix it. Don't mix that entity with anything else either. You know what I'm saying? We gotta keep these things in mind for sure.
I'm glad you're touching on this, TJ, because I want to get to a couple of the people in the comments. Guys, everybody that has questions, y'all make sure to hit that question box and submit them in there so that we can get to y'all. So for the first person is Queen. You just heard what he said. No, you should not use your cleaning business LLC to manage it. You got to keep these things separate. You got to keep these things separate. And for silverback strategies, I want to ask his question for you. Does the LLC has to be registered in the same state where you're doing the business in?
That's a good question, and that's a great question for a lawyer, a CPA, whoever. But from what I'm told, yes, that you operate the business out of. From what I'm told, but then even if I wanted to get some units out in Chicago or Atlanta or wherever, I can still use that entity. I just have to get. There's something that I have to get. I can't remember the name of it. You know what it is, Chris?
Gotta have. Different states call it different things, but you have to have the opportunity to conduct business in that state.
In that state, yeah.
Right.
I forgot the name of, but I know what you're talking about.
I can't think of the name.
It's a foreign entity.
Yeah, so like Louisiana, to form an LLC costs $75, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think 125, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, it used to be 75. So 125 now. Right. So 125 now. However, if you want to do business in the state of Texas, you have to register as a out of state business to do business.
Yeah, that's what.
Because you do that. However, if you take that same company and you register a Texas LLC, it only costs you $350. Yes. So you can take your business and register different LLCs in different states and say, but then that does complicate, your tax.
Foreign entity. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah. You just got to make sure you have a good CPA when you come to your taxes, which you should anyway.
Yeah, like
you got to.
It's called. It's a foreign entity, but the right for that foreign entity to conduct business in different states is called different things in different states.
Yeah.
And I have a question. So you kind of mentioned, owning your short-term rental and then actually having your short-term rental company. So what you're saying, I want to break this down is, let's say I have a multifamily and I own that multifamily, right? Would you lease that right to short-term rental it out to your short-term rental company? Is that what you're saying?
So so if say you own a multifamily apartment and I don't own it. Is that what you like? I don't own it.
So no, I'm saying you own the apartment, but you also own the short-term rental company.
Yes.
Or would you lease it to yourself?
Yes, I'll lease it to myself. 100%. And you want to know another reason why I lease it to myself? Because this is what helps me get qualified with the banks. When I go buy my real estate, I like buying distressed properties and making them beautiful. I like buying properties that leverage that need to be rehabbed, leverage private capital, fund the purchase, fund the rehab, and then refinance it. Right? That's called the burst strategy.
TJ, yourself though, not yourself. Your entity that owns the real estate.
Yes.
Clarification.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, clarification. Absolutely. The entity that owns the real estate. Absolutely. So when I buy my properties, I buy them with regular traditional rental numbers. And I think this is important for people to understand. My properties don't just make money on Airbnb. It has to also make money with a regular tenant. Because you never know what could happen in your marketplace. If deed restriction come into place, HOA comes into place, there might be shift in your market that might require you to pivot and not be on Airbnb. That's okay. At worst case scenario, if I put a regular long-term tenant in that property, will it make money? That's I still run those numbers that way. And a lot of banks, when they look to refinance me, that's the numbers that they look for. They look for long-term leases. So they will say, okay, does this property fit our DSCR requirements, right? So will it cash flow with a regular traditional lease? With a regular traditional lease agreement. And so when we provide that, when in order for us to refinance, the lender wants to see that, hey, you have this property leased. So that's why we lease it from ourselves, provide our lenders with that lease agreement, and they refinance us on that property.
And guys, I like to put it in layman's terms. The reason why I do that, because the bank says, if I finance TJ and I give him $2 million to do this deal, and he's running it as short-term rentals and he's killing it, but for some reason, if he fails, we ain't a short-term business.
Exactly.
We're gonna hire a regular property manager to run it, and we want to know that we can get our money back if it's rented regularly as regular rental.
Absolutely.
They wanted to see
it. Perfect. And
TJ, quick question for you. I know somebody I wanted to ask it for too. DSCR, is that debt service coverage ratio, something like that?
Coverage ratio, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the coverage ratio. That just to determine, make sure that the amount of income can service the debt on a monthly basis that property incurred. Yeah, absolutely. So this I mean, I just told you 3 very, very good reasons why you need to be structured this way. You need to make sure that you have, if you own your short-term rentals, have your entity that owns that property. And by the way, that entity has to be formed in that state that property is in. So entity that owns that property, and then my entity that runs my short-term rental management company, that is totally different. I think it's important for people to understand. What I teach people how to do, what you're doing, what you literally have the blueprint to do once you come to the event and leave the event, you will know how to create. What you're creating is your management company. You're creating a management company. And what's happening is the means of acquisitions may be different to where you may own it. You may arbitrage it. You could manage somebody else's and co-host it. But your team, the systems, is the same infrastructure that you need. This is why your foundation is where the value is. That way you can be dangerous. You can analyze a co-hosting opportunity. You can you can take down a property that you can purchase to make it a short-term rental. Or you know how to approach a landlord and run the play on an arbitrage play as well, because your team is the same. The team to run it is the same. So that I believe right now in today's day and time, the best short-term rental hosts are ones that are dangerous at all 3. But you cannot be dangerous at all 3 if your infrastructure is not right, because that's what the foundation is. So, yeah.
And real quick, guys, I want to reset the room just for all the new people in here. We in here with Mr. TJ Tajani, the Rentalpreneur. My guy is having the Rental Summit on which dates again, TJ?
August 19th and 20th. August 19th to 20th. H-Town, Houston, Texas. And if you can't make it, grab your virtual ticket because you don't want to miss it, man. If you can't make it, grab a virtual ticket because you don't want to miss it. Absolutely.
We also got another Houston legend, H-Town legend in the room with us, Mr. Chris Senegal, Mr. Buyback the Block, Mr. Everything real estate when it comes to Houston. And he's also going to be a speaker when it comes to the Rental Summit on October. I can say October.
August 19th.
Hey, I appreciate the accolades, but we are running in our own lanes. TJ definitely is the king of short-term rentals in the city. You know, I go to him for everything I need, and he asked me to participate in this event, and there was I could say no.
Man. Well, you know, it wouldn't even make sense not to have my brother at the event, man. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't even make sense not to have Chris Tapper. I
love it, bro.
So yeah, we're super excited. What you'll get, I mean, understand that this event is gonna change lives. I truly believe. I truly believe that. And everybody that's coming in, that's tapped into this event, the speakers, they're super excited. They're really eager to add value to this community. So everybody that comes into that event, you're gonna leave that event with a game plan. You're gonna leave that event encouraged, inspired. You're gonna leave that event like knowing what to do to take action. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be life changing for sure.
What I love about this is, like, when it comes to the lowest level of access to real estate, which most people can do, is rental property, right?
Yeah.
But this is like taking a Toyota to sell and putting jet fuel and triple the revenue off of the same house that you can qualify for as a rental property, where you make $300 a month total profit.
Yes.
You have one roof issue, one AC issue, you done wiped out your profits for the whole year.
Yes.
Short-term, you make so much more money. It gives you so much more ability to do other things and reinvest that money in other properties and grow everything so quickly. So that's why I support it so much. And nobody better than TJ to teach that to everybody.
You know, there was one of my friends, his name's Sean Rockagy. He's actually Airbnb automated. People probably on here probably heard of him. Matter of fact, when I got into the Airbnb game in 2017, Sean was already dropping game on YouTube about short-term rentals back then. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely one of the smartest people in the business, and he's speaking at the event as well. He's going to be one of the keynotes as well. And I remember when I was talking to him in Houston years ago, this is 2018, I sat down with him. We met at Axelrad right here in Midtown, and with a few other people that were interested in the business. And he was telling us, he said, man, he said, everything on me, drinks on me, everything on me. I'm at 55 grand this month, man. Everything on me. I'm excited. I got my business off the ground. He ain't been in the business a year at the time. And so I'm like, dang, this dude's goals, man. At that time, I had 2 units. And he was that far ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? And I remember in that same conversation, we were talking, and he told me, he said, man, somebody like cleaned out, you know, this is actually years later. They said somebody cleaned out one of my units. I'm talking about, they cleaned them out. Like TVs, even his pots, the furniture, everything. It was empty. They cleaned them out. And I asked him, I said, dang, what you do? He said, I slept like a baby. What you mean? So I slept like a baby. I'm like, talk to me, man. And so here's the thing.
You got to explain that one to me.
When I tell you why the infrastructure is important, when I tell you why your foundation is why it's solid, right? He's structured like a business, not a hobby. This wasn't a hobby for him. Now, at this time, Sean had over 100 doors when this happened to him. And so it was always a running joke. You know, when my students talk to me and they ask me questions like, oh, teacher, I'm going through this. What do I do in this situation? Or how does this happen? What do I do in this situation? I have like a running joke, and I tell them, I said, get more units. They're like, well, TJ, what about this one? Get more units. Well, how do I fix this situation? Get more units. Because at the end of it, it's a joke. But honestly, this business gets so much easier the more units you have. You imagine having 100 doors and one of your units get cleaned out. That's one. That's 1 unit out of the scale that he's done. That ain't nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, he's structured properly. He's covered properly. He got cashed out for that. He made so much money from that L that he took, quote unquote, right? Because he structured properly. So he got reimbursed for all that stuff and then some. He was able to set up an additional unit from that. You know what I'm saying? So slept well at night because he structured properly. right? And he's at scale. He's at scale. So it was just a little beef thing to him.
Your hype man real quick. I see people in the comments saying he had good insurance. Do y'all know sometimes an insurance policy claim can take 5-6 months?
I'm an insurance adjuster.
I am also an insurance adjuster.
Imagine waiting on that claim and you only have 1 or 2 units.
Yep.
And you got to carry the cost of the monthly
crazy.
Rent.
Yes.
Some people can't float to that point.
Yes.
Have more units.
Exactly.
Right, because you know that money's coming.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So at scale, that's why, listen, I show people how to grow a business. You know, people look at me and they say, oh, TJ's the Airbnb guy. TJ's the Airbnb. And I tell you, matter of fact, I embrace it. I ain't tripping on it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I tell people as many times as I get, I'm not even in the Airbnb business. I'm not in the Airbnb business. You know, I got somebody DM me yesterday just actually. She said, well, how do you think Airbnb will perform like over the next 2 quarters, like with the recession, with everything going on? I said, well, just like inflation is going up, Airbnb rates are up across the board about 20%. That's just across the board. Now, how would they perform in terms of what we'll see? I said, well, honestly, the good thing is I'm not even in the Airbnb business because regardless of what's going on in the marketplace, there are people who still need short-term stays, right? And we serve those folks. This is the same reason why people were shutting down their units during COVID and saying that, oh, I'm not getting any more bookings through Airbnb because of COVID. Everything is shut down. The country's shut down. And I'm adding units to my portfolio. I couldn't have enough units. Why? Because I knew exactly who I was serving. And I went, matter of fact, I forgoed all the OTAs. When I say OTAs, I mean online travel agencies. These are your Airbnbs, Booking.com, VRBO. I forgoed all the OTAs. And I said, man, forget them. I went directly to the source. Went straight to the hospital. Went straight to the insurance company. I said, listen, there's craziness going on in the marketplace right now, but I got beautiful properties here for you, no problem. We got beautiful properties for your people, for your patients. We got beautiful property for your nurses. And so we were filled 30 days at a time. Those were the kind of bookings we were getting. 30 nights. Matter of fact, I was getting, if you book 2 months with me, you get a free flat screen TV. I was giving away 55-inch TVs if they booked 60 days during COVID. You know what I'm saying? So thinking outside the box, being able to make that adjustment, pivot, go straight, because at the end of the day, if your business is solely depending on Airbnb, you're at a single point of failure. That means they can take your lunch away at any point in time, right? If your business
they kick you off the platform, that's it.
Exactly.
Right.
That's not a place that you should be.
Get down for him, TJ. That's like saying you got a garage sale, you're depending on Craigslist, right?
I'm glad you said that, Chris, because I kind of want to break it down too. Yeah. You even mentioned the insurance companies and stuff. Like I stated, I'm an insurance adjuster. I'm on a deployment right now in Tennessee. I was looking for a short-term rental, and it was really scarce out here. So when you say you're going directly to the source, you're not using none of these other, companies. What does it look like to have it set up to where, are they signing 30-day leases? Like, what does some of that stuff look like?
And how do you?
Yeah. So yes, that's true, right? And go ahead, Chris.
No, I'm saying answer that question, but then how do you reach them outside of the Airbnb platform that everybody thinks?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
I don't know. They got to buy tickets to get all of it.
Speaking of which,
hey, you know what, Chris? You're right.
How much were the tickets to the event, guys? So I know the Rental Summit. You can go to the Rental Summit August 19th and 20th. TJ, how much are the tickets to the event?
Listen, tickets are $197. You can get them for $97 right now. That's the cheapest you're gonna be able to get a ticket. Less than $100, get you a ticket right now to come to Houston, tap in with this event with all these speakers. The lineup is stupid. Go on my page, just look at the lineup. It's gonna be a crazy event. You know what I'm saying? $100 get you in the door. If you get the VIP, don't go crazy. The VIP is only 20 of them. I literally have 5 VIPs left. That's it. Understand the VIPs. That's really what you want. But just get in the building. Just be in the building, because at the end of the day, I tell people all the time, these events, these conferences, is more than just listening to people speak. It's more than just getting the game from the stage. At the end of the day, people next to you, the people at the conference, the network, right? Remember, it's who, not how. Who, not how, right? So network. You're going to be in the right rooms for folks who are saying they want to get into the game, whether they want to get into Airbnb just in general, they want to get into short-term rentals. Whatever the case may be, it's who, not how. Get it in the rooms. And this is the event you want to be at. Use the discount code WEALTH50. WEALTH50 is the discount code to get 50% off. If you type in WEALTH50, you will get half off your tickets. Okay, so get tapped in because you do not want to miss this event. At worst case, get you a virtual situation if you can't make it. Okay, but yes, appreciate that. Wealth 50 for sure. Get 50%
I'm trying to figure out how I can get there, man. I might have to book me a ticket to H Town.
Tell you, man, this live has been so much game for free. Just imagine the value you're getting at the Western
Summit. Listen. I love teaching game, and I love teaching this business because at the end of the day, this business is what changed my life, and I love the fact that I'm able to help create six-figure earners in this business. I love the fact that we started a seven-figure mastermind. We're changing lives with this strategy. Understand that. So I mean, this is just one of those things, man. You want to be in the rooms. You want to be in the rooms. You want to be in the rooms. You want to get the game. You want to run the bag up. We're not just going to talk. I mean, this is a short-term rental focused event, but this is real estate in general. We're also going to be covering a lot of aspects in real estate acquisitions. Okay, the best of the best coming into town for that as well. So you don't want to miss it for sure.
So I kind of want to get back into like. Yeah. I don't want you to give away all the sauce, but
Let's
like, the least part, and then like Chris said, how you bypass going through the actual, platforms.
So here's the thing: I'm building my own direct booking database, and everybody should be too. Remember, you ever heard like, oh, social media? You want to be able to pull your data, your followers, your people off platform, right? Because you want to build your own database. One of the biggest mistakes, matter of fact, is one of the most cardinal sins that's been committed in the short-term rental game right now, is hosts not building their own database. Listen, in 2022, this is what we should be focused on. If you're hearing me right now, every single person that steps foot in your property, if you're hosting, if you're planning on hosting, every person that steps foot, not just the person that books it, every person that steps foot in your property, you need to have their access information, their email address, their phone number. Well, email address and name at the minimum. Right? The phone number is optional. Email address and name. That way you're building your own database. That way you can retarget them to book with you direct. Okay. That's one way. So that's one way, right? Then we go into offensive by just building relationships with the hospitals, building a relationship with the travel agencies, these insurance companies, right? These companies that have a client, right? Attorneys, maybe their insurance company, they have clients that they filed a claim on their house. They need a place to stay for 60 days, right? Or 30 days. They're everywhere. There's so much of these cases. And then some, right? These are the people that we like to serve. And we go direct. We forego all the OTAs. And we go direct. This way, we're not succumbing ourselves to a single point of failure situation to where our income is solely dependent on the Airbnb. We don't want that, right? We want to be in a situation to where, yes, we love Airbnb. They're going to get us paid. We're going to get a lot of bookings from Airbnb. But I tell people all the time, if somebody books with you on Airbnb and that same guest wants to book with you again and they book with you again on Airbnb, you failed. You failed. They should be in your database. They need to be booked with you direct the next time. So
get higher margins on that.
I'll leave that right there. We'll get the sauce.
That's a bad man, dog. That's a bad man.
Yes.
You know what I figured out just by moving with TJ and like different deals I come across, like even with the Body Block project, like the rent's real cheap, right? It's like real small huts, like small. But I realized it's like, well, man, if somebody will pay $40 a night to go to Motel 6, they'll pay to stay in a regular house that ain't that nice.
Oh, that's a fact.
You know what I mean? And so I'm like, well, if the rent on that house will be $700 a month, but I could charge $40 a night.
Yeah.
40 times 30 is $1,200.
Yes.
Easy, man.
Yes.
Even 40 times 20, that's $800. That's still better than.
It's still better than the rent.
Absolutely. I mean, this is if you're running your short-term rental business properly, you will at minimum make 3x what you would with a long-term traditional rental. At 3x at the minimum. You know what I'm saying? So imagine building a business the right way. Now it's going to pay you like a business. You're structured properly on a foundational level, and you're building your database even from the start. So even if you're starting this business, even with one unit, or I'm just getting started, whatever the case may be, yes, start building your database right now. Watch you get to 5 units. You'll be glad you did. Watch, because this is just the way it is. And you're going to look back like, dang, half of my reservations came direct. People just going to my website and booking it direct. That's what you want.
So I got another question, right? So someone's listening to this. What is a ballpark figure of how much they should have to at least get started? Their first unit, you know, website included.
Yeah.
I know LLC is different per state, so I wouldn't know. Website and getting that first unit up and rolling.
So, you know, it's always interesting. I remember when I first started this business, I had asked the same question. Well, how much should I budget to furnish these short-term rentals, right? Because a lot of your money is going to come through furnishing. Of course, if you're buying your property, you put down a down payment. Yeah, you got to put down a down payment. And you still got to furnish it, depending, right? We don't put down payments on our properties. We leverage private capital to fund ours. But that's just us, though. At the end of the day, right?
Going back to relationship.
OPM.
Yeah, you got to break that part down, bro. That's the part, because whatever number you about to throw out, half of the people following gonna say, "Damn, I ain't got that number."
Yeah.
But what you gave was the nugget that they need to understand.
Yeah.
You know, not because you got to save it in your bank account. You know the number so that you know who to go talk to that's got the money.
Exactly. And here's the thing. I remember when I first started, they said, TJ, budget $25 a foot to furnish your short-term rental. I'm like, wait a minute, $25 a foot. So if I have 1,000 square foot property, that's $25,000. So they were being very conservative, extremely conservative. So realistically, if you budget $10 a foot, you'll be in good shape, right? If you budget $10 a foot, you'll be in good shape. Now, we furnish our units around $6 a foot, right? In some situations, $7. Depending on how nice we want it to be, sometimes $8, right? Now, we built a lot of relations. We have relations with you. I pretty much got a wholesale furniture license now. Like, it's crazy relations we built over time to where we get our furniture is very, very cheap, right? We have these accounts that allow us to get great discounts. And so somebody that's newer than me probably needs to go ahead and be very conservative with that. Maybe add an additional $2 a foot just to be conservative. But that's pretty much what to expect. Okay, that's pretty much what to expect. Now, depending on how this is just for furnishing. Depending on how you buy it or how you get into it, because you're arbitraging, understand, you got to pay for first month's rent, security deposit. If you own it, if you're going to put down a down payment, maybe you leverage private capital, maybe whatever the case may be, you bought a sub two, which, by the way, we are now in, it's a whole nother conversation. Goodness gracious, good you. Listen, at the end of the day, where we are right now, especially with the way the world is, we talk about recession and all this stuff going on, which I have my own opinion about that, by the way. But at the end of the day, I think one of the things, because I'm in a group chat with a lot of the people I spoke with at the Clever Summit, with Cody Sperber, Pace Morbleed, Ryan Pineda, like we're in a really, really dope group chat. And one of the things that Cody asked in group chat, he said, hey, what are y'all doing in your business? I want everybody to break down a list of things you're doing in your business, in your operation, that you think you should be focused on right now, because of this recession that we're heading towards. What are you pivoting towards? What are you changing in your business model to accommodate for this quote unquote recession, right? And I told him, and I put in a group chat, I said, look, one of the things that people should be focused on, especially folks in my world, is more creative ways to get into ownership into these properties. I just did a class 2 months ago about how now we're doing lease options into short-term rentals. Right? This is a strategy. Listen, come to the event and get the sauce. Come get the sauce at the event, okay? That's all I'm going to say. RELF50 is the discount code. At the end of the day, I think that's one of the best things that you could be doing in this business right now is coming up with more creative ways how you can leverage sub-2, how you can leverage owner finance, how you can leverage lease options to get into short-term rentals. And that is still on the path to ownership.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the emphasis, right? So at the end of the day, there are multiple ways to get into this game, and what we're going to be educating people with at this event, life changing. That's the simple way to put it. Life changing. Get your tickets. Hope I answered your question too, my
Use the code WEALTH50, man. You can get these things for $97 today, and what the live stream is what?
The live stream about the same. The live stream about the same. You know what I'm saying? Things $100 for the live stream.
The value gonna be there still.
It's gonna be there. Hey TJ, I figured out the politically correct way to reference people like Cody Sperber. This is what we're gonna say. We're gonna say we got the Machine Gun Kelly and Eminems of hip hop.
That's a fact, though. That's a fact. That's a fact. Cody is the dang Eminem of hip hop, freaking Eminem of real estate. I'm not even hold that's hard.
Like he got the best of them coming to speak at this event for us.
Yes. I mean, this is it.
About to book my flight.
Go ahead, book your flight. Go ahead and make it happen.
I cannot say your name. Always. The event is August 19th and August 20th. It's going to be in Houston, Texas. Like we just said, the tickets, the link is going to be rental-summit.com, and you can get the tickets for 50% off. That's today only. 50% off using the code WEALTH50.
WEALTH50. Grab that discount, man. Man, this has been amazing. It's been amazing. I hope y'all got a lot out of this. Hope y'all saw tons of value out of this. I haven't even eaten dinner yet, so I'm about to go eat dinner right now.
Yeah, bro, you just got in off the road.
Yeah, I just got in. I just got off the road, man.
Tapping in with us. You actually just got back from Dallas, like tapping in, coming out, and giving game to the people, man. We definitely appreciate it here at Black Wealth Renaissance. Y'all, if y'all learn anything from TJ, which y'all should have at this point, I mean, this man really gave you the sauce on how you can get in the game with rental arbitrage without even owning the properties and start tripling what you would make off regular rent. Like, gave you the business structure, gave you a little peek into the
sauce
game, just a slight sauce. I'm trying to tell you, man, it's too much game, too much value. TJ, brother, I appreciate it. Chris, you as well, man. I appreciate you hopping on this live with us.
Yeah,
no problem, man.
Somebody asked in the chat, where in Houston? Grab your rooms because there's only a few rooms left and get it at that super cheap price. The rooms, I think, is like $165 right now. You want to grab your rooms because once they go, you're probably going to be paying double, maybe triple for the rooms if you want to stay at the hotel.
Will your property by then?
Well, I think my internet.
Say it again?
Wonky. Will your property be finished by
then? My property will be ready. But
hey, you want VIP, hit TJ
VIP to the VIP. No. Real talk though, the property will be ready, but I'm having people come tour it that weekend too. So yes. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm a shameless plug. What if they want to book one of your Airbnb?
I'm telling them.
They can't get it.
That's the perfect play, bro.
I know. Maybe I should open it up, man.
First doing a day
crazy. That would be dope. I'm not gonna lie. That would be dope. I might even run that play for sure. Man, amazing stuff. Chris, brother, this was a surprise, bro. I appreciate you tapping in, brother. Thank you so much.
Man, it's crazy. I'm trying to do it live, so I figured, hey, why not do it with the family?
Absolutely.
Hey,
man.
We're
trying to do it live anyway.
Yeah. I appreciate y'all,
Goodbye.
brothers. And we definitely got to get you on the pod, my brother. We got to talk about some of this.
Jalen, it's already set up, my brother.
That's a bet.
Let's run the play, man. I'm down. For sure.
There you go.
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much, man. Hope y'all saw value in this. Absolutely. Tap in with me at TJ Tajani. Okay.
TJ Tajani on this, so I'm gonna just let y'all close.
It's all good. Yeah. So at Tajani, okay, at TJ Tajani, rental-summit.com. Grab your tickets, Wealth50. The discount goes away at midnight, by the way. Wealth50 is a discount. Go get half off your general admission tickets. And yes. Appreciate y'all so much, bro. And appreciate you again, Chris, brother. Thank y'all so much, man.
Let me tell you, bro, I've lost 2 or 3 months on a unit I couldn't rent out when I could have been tripling my revenue. Rentals. And TJ came in and showed me how to do the whole thing. And it's been making money. One of my
See? You see. Okay, come get the sauce. Just come get all of it, man, at the event.
Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing. Rental-summit.com, Wealth50 till midnight. Get half off your general admission tickets, okay? And I'm looking forward to seeing every single person at this event. I'm putting everything I got into it, okay? So it's gonna be amazing. I got a top of the line people coming. Appreciate y'all for allowing me to share this time. Educate y'all, you know what I'm saying? Bring y'all into my world, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, we'll just take it from here, brothers. Appreciate y'all.
Well, y'all tap in. We'll see y'all August 19th, 20th. I'm in the building.
Let's get it. Bless up, people. Talk soon.
Peace.
Peace.
Much love. Beautiful people. Thank y'all so much for tapping into this live. I hope that you got some value out of this. If you did not catch this, if you did not get the gems that TJ dropped, man, I encourage you to go back and watch this live, especially if you're a person who is interested in building wealth in the short-term rental market, like the title of this live suggests. TJ gave you a lot of very valuable and actionable information that you can use to actually get started in the short-term rental game and make triple the revenue that you would in a regular rental game. So, yeah, poor internet connection. The location is in Houston, Texas. It's going to be in Houston, Texas, August 19th. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Last thing I got for y'all. Income. So if you haven't already, text the word STACK to 337-455-7778, and you can join the Stack Summer Challenge and be a part of the BWR family. Until next time, family, this is David with Black Wealth Science signing out.